Welcome to Laguna Seca for the Saturday races of Zero Racing. This is the second to last round in the Saturday series. Sonoma is the finale, so we're not leaving California for the rest of the series. Excuse me. And let's get down the grid. There's a bit of a glitch, and we'll get to that when we get there. On pole position, Martin Lauer from John Slow Racing. Alessio DeBonis is going to start from P2 for Spalding GT. Ben Schwari for John Slow is third, the championship leader. Fourth is Wesley Stokes for Team Shoshma. His teammate Rick Martel is fifth. Sixth for John Slow, Stefan Gervais. 3 John Slows in the top 6. James Gill starts from 7th place. 8th place for Dule Markovic, the Zagato Piston car. 9th place is Mark Minahan. You'll note that it skipped him. That's the beginning of the Golden Bolt crew. Dean Reimers is 10th. 11th is Mike Magasevich, 3 Golden Bolts in a row. And the Spalding of Mark Clapp Zool. Let's get rolling. In the Wednesday series, the second place grid position has been notably faster at the start than the pole position. Let's see if that trend continues. Doesn't look like it did. Martin Lauer's got a good enough start, and he's off to the races. Ben Schwari trying to go around the outside of Alessio DeBonis. Wesley Stokes in there. Markovic has got a really good start. Markovic is plowing through! He hits DeBonis, and he is off. Dule Markovic taking himself and Alessio DeBonis out of the equation. Messed up a couple other people. This is going to let Martin Lauer get away from Wesley Stokes. Up from 6th on the grid to 3rd is Stefan Gervais. 4th is Rick Martel. Down to 5th goes Ben Schwari. He had to take evasive action. Mike Magasevich is up to 6th from P11 on the grid. Dean Reimers is 7th. Mark Minahan is 8th. The Golden Bolts have completely swapped order. James Gill and Mark Labzul rounding out the top 10 with DeBonis and Markovic at the back. They head through the kink up to the corkscrew. This will be an 11th lap race, and Schwari already looking for a way around Rick Martel to try to attack for 4th place. Still 3 John Slows in the top 5, so it worked out for John Slow even if Ben Schwari went backwards. Magasevich trailed by Academy Championship leader Dean Reimers and his teammate Mark Minahan. They're all in the mix, the 3 Golden Bolts in 6th, 7th, and 8th. Martin Lauer is starting to sprint away a little bit. The absolute dominance he's shown in the Saturday series since recovering from health issues has been magnificent. Battle's still going on between Martel and Schwari. Magasevich is getting a little bit of a train forming up behind him. That'll involve Reimers, Minahan, and Gill, I think. Still a fantastic start for him, up from 11th to 6th. Martin Lauer heads on to lap 3, still in the lead. Pretty dominant performance so far from the pole sitter. Wesley Stokes is still in 2nd place, followed by Stefan Gervais. Ben Schwari has gotten around Rick Martel and is up to 4th position, the championship leader. Martel down to 5th. Magasevich, Reimers, Minahan, Gill, Clapzul, DeBonis, and Markovic still rounding off the field. Let's take a quick look at the Academy standings as they stand. Stefan Gervais is the leading Academy car, followed by Mike Magasevich. Dean Reimers is 3rd. 4th place belongs to James Gills. And 5th place belongs to Dule Markovic. Just the 5 Academy drivers at this race. 7 factory drivers. This is also an all BMW Z4 grid today, no other cars. Magasevich is starting to lead a train. It involves his two teammates. You think he lets them through, maybe? Do the deed for Golden Bolt, but he's keeping with Rick Martel more or less. So I don't really think you can even consider him a cork. I think he's actually closing on the 5th place car. And DeBonis' recovery ride has taken him up to the back of Mark Clabsel for the last points paying position. And reverse grid pole. DeBonis started on the front row, but was clipped by Dule Markovic on lap 1. And put back to 11th place. Putting the pressure on Mark Clabzul now. The Dutchman versus the Italian. And Markovic is pulled off the road. Something has happened to Ben Schwarry. He's dropped from 4th place back to... that'd be 9th place. Magasevich up to 5th. Martel up to 4th. Reimers to 6th. Minahan to 7th. And Gill to 8th. So it looks like he goes for a move on teammate Stefan Gervais. Going around the outside. And just clips the sand. Meantime, the battle goes on for 10th place just behind him between Clapzul and DeBonis. DeBonis has the faster car, but passing at Laguna Seca is difficult. The sand means that the track limits are very unforgiving. You don't want to get on the rough stuff, and there's not really a ton of like hard braking zones that really set up for some passing. There is the hard braking zone here at the corkscrew, but no one's really shown an ability to actually get around here. Stefan Gervais is off the track, and oh my god, just the bad luck continues to a degree for DeBonis. I mean, he will pick up a spot, so it's not all bad luck. But just Gervais wound up bouncing in front of him. Stefan Gervais is off from 3rd place. What happened to him? He wasn't really anywhere near anyone. It looks like he just gets the corkscrew wrong. Yep. Just rotates it around, and he'll be sliding back out of the points now. And that'll put Alessio DeBonis into the points. But as we said, check this out, a little bit of bad luck for him. Mark Clapzul, under immense pressure, spins Gervais around, and Gervais winds up getting spun right into the path of Alessio DeBonis, slowing him down, but he will get 10th place out of the deal. Martin Lauer is the leader, still now on lap 5. He's trailed by Wesley Stokes. 3rd place is now Rick Martel, who suddenly has taken advantage of 2 John Slow Racing cars going off to go up from 5th to 3rd. Mike Magasevich is in an impressive 4th place position and has opened up a little bit of daylight back to Dean Reimers, who's in 5th. 6th is Mark Minahan. 7th is Ben Schwarry, who's claimed James Gill for a position. James Gill is now 8th. 9th for Mark Labsul. 10th for Alessio DeBonis. The pressure's on there, and Gervais is in 11th with a retired Dule Markovic. The 3 Golden Bolts being stalked by championship leader and their rival team, John Slow Racing. Can they keep him behind? We know from Suzuka that Magasevich can be very difficult to pass when he puts his mind to it. He's running in 4th position. This would be his best result of the season. And he happens to be the leader of the Academy race at the moment, with championship leader and teammate Dean Reimers right behind him in 2nd place. 3rd in the Academy right now is Gill, and 4th is Gervais. We've lost the 5th Academy car of Dule Markovic. Mark Labzul defending hard against Alessio DeBonis for 9th place. These two right now would be the front row. Oh, Glabzul very off. And that's going to give 9th over to DeBonis, and 10th to Gervais. Oh, no, he's back on. He does get back on ahead of Gervais. Lauer from Stokes, from Martel, they look pretty sincere. Dean Reimers and Mark Minahan have both gotten past their teammate Mike Magasevich. Did he? No, he just went off the track, it looks like. Just gets very wide in turn 1, eats the sand. The 2 Golden Bolt cars will go ahead of him, and he will rejoin in 6th place ahead of Ben Schwari, the overall championship leader. Schwari will get him in the next corner, actually, as he can't hold the line with that much sand on his tires, and that will drop him back to 7th place. James Gill has been hunted down for 8th place by Alessio DeBonis, so DeBonis has taken 2 cars in 2 corners. So after getting Clapzul to go very wide, DeBonis gets up behind Gill, puts it forcefully down the inside. Gill gives him a shove, but it's not enough to stop the Italian from taking the position. He's up to 8th, having a decent recovery drive, but having started 2nd, he cannot be happy with the position. One would think he wanted to be up here battling with this man, Martin Lauer of John Slow Racing, whose return to form and to health has been amazing in the Saturday series. He's been absolutely ripping it up. Would easily be the championship leader had he not missed several rounds to start the season. Wesley Stokes is still in 2nd place, followed by Rick Martel, double podium for Team Shashpa. I don't think it's happened all season long. 4th place is Dean Reimers, still holding off teammate Mark Minahan and championship leader Ben Schwari. Mike Magasevich is towing along behind them in 7th position. 8th for Alessio DeBonis, 9th for James Gill, 10th for Mark Clapzul, and 11th for Stefan Gervais, who looked like a surefire podium finisher until he made a mistake. Lauer still leading the way, now on lap 7 of 11. Stokes, Martel, pretty bland until you get to this pretty impressive battle for 4th place between the 3 Golden Bolt cars and championship leader Ben Schwari, who's in a Golden Bolt sandwich right now. DeBonis in 8th place, Gill in 9th, Clapzul in 10th. Martin Lauer heading through the kink on his way to the corkscrew. The famous, highly difficult corkscrew here at Laguna Seca. Does it expertly. Precise. Have largely seemingly settled for the time being. Although Gervais is catching up with Mark Clapzul for that last points paying position and reverse grid pole. We were raving earlier in the race about Team John Slow Racing having 3 cars in the top 5. Well, it's not quite as rosy now. It's down to just 1 car in the top 5. Their other cars are in 6th and 11th. Alessio DeBonis catching up to the battle for 4th position. Did Stefan Gervais get around Mark Klapzul at the corkscrew? All right, it doesn't look like it's quite as awesome as it looked like when we came into the end of this. Looks like Klapzul just doesn't get that one right. Goes wide and loses this position. Lap 9 of 11, Martin Lauer still leading the way from Stokes, Martel. Reimers is catching Martel. And Minahan is under immense pressure for that 5th place from Ben Schwari. And Golden Bolt has other problems as Mike Magasevich is under pressure for his 7th place position, courtesy of Alessio DeBonis. DeBonis thinks about making a move into the kink, but thinks better of it. Looks like Minahan has seen off Schwari for now. Around the outside goes DeBonis. He's going to have to eat a little bit of sand, though, but he's got the inside line on the last turn. If he can get it stopped, he's got the position. Little wiggle coming out of the corner. Magasevich is going to have to wave goodbye to 7th place, though, and drop down to 8th for the time being. Schwari on the attack against Minahan is ahead of them in the battle for 5th. See how little traction these cars get through turn 1. It's amazing that they managed to make it happen so often. 2 laps to go. Martin Lauer leads the way from Wesley Stokes. Rick Martel's in 3rd. He seems to have been, the pressure from Reimers seems to have eased up a bit. Reimers is the lead Academy car. Mark Minahan is still battling with Ben Schwari over 5th place. 7th place is DeBonis. 8th is Mike Magasevich. 9th is James Gill. 10th is Stefan Gervais. And 11th is Mark Klapzul, who lost the 10th place position not long ago at the corkscrew. He's coming back. He's on a charge right now and closing the gap to Gervais and that reverse grid pole. Rounding the last corner for the second to last time is Martin Lauer, and he leads us over to the final lap. We'll ride with him to turn 1. Pretty smooth, a little bit rough on the last part. Wesley Stokes is catching him a little bit, but I feel like that's just Lauer turning the push down a little bit. Martel is 3rd, so it's a double podium for Team Shashma right now with 1 lap to go. Dean Reimers is 4th. Minahan is still valiantly fighting off Ben Schwari, and that's allowing Alessio DeBonis to catch both of them in this battle for 5th. This may be on before the end of the race. In fact, we will stick with it. I think this battle for 5th on this last lap, that's where the interest is going to lie. Mark Minahan, Team Golden Bolt. John Slow Racing's Ben Schwari, championship leader. And in 7th place, Alessio DeBonis in the Spalding GT entry. He's going down the inside into the corkscrew. Is on. Went the wrong way. Oh, contact! DeBonis wound up getting past Schwari, but he nailed Mark Minahan. Taking to the sand to try to get a good line into the corkscrew, and just he probably could have made the turn, but Minahan closes the door as he's entitled to do, and Ben Schwari overtakes them both. Just like that, the championship leader moves into 5th place. Can he hold it though against Mark Minahan? Minahan's got the assault on. He just needs to be better in these last couple of corners to take the spot back. In the meantime, at the front, Martin Lauer has won from Wesley Stokes. Rick Martel hangs on to third despite a late push from Dean Reimers, who wins the Academy race here. Ben Schwari is going to hold on for 5th position, ahead of Mark Minahan and Alessio DeBonis. Mike Magasevich is 8th. He has to feel like he could have done better. He was running in 4th for a good chunk of time. Looks like Alessio DeBonis may actually have run out of fuel at the end there. James Gill comes across the line in 9th. And your race 2 pole sitter will be Stefan Gervais, coming home in 10th ahead of Mark Clapp Zool. That is race 1 from Laguna Seca. Race 2 coming at you soon.